Hey folks, how's it going? Welcome to another episode of Diary of a Guitar Teacher. Today I am looking at setting up my PA ready for practice because I have a gig coming up on the 10th of May and it's going to be a solo gig which I haven't done in a while. So let me just show you around my rig. I'm going to flip the camera. Here we go. So apologies to those listening and not viewing. If you want to see what I'm showing you, go to my YouTube channel and have a look. I'll put a link in the audio podcast description. This is kind of the heart of my gigging rig. This is my Boss RC300 loop station. It has 3 loop pedals, a loop FX and an expression pedal. And what I do is I record percussion. So at the moment I'm using my clave over here. And I will record percussion by shaking an egg, using the clave, using a tambourine, or perhaps clicking fingers, clapping hands, making beatbox noises, anything that can layer up a nice rhythm track. And then I will record guitar, and on some songs I will record vocals and harmonise as well. It really is a very versatile system and it works very well for me to make my solo gigs interesting. My Bags Venue DI, which I put my acoustic guitar through. This is a good little DI box. It's got some great EQ on it. And I use the boost a lot for soloing. And I like to use the mute button for tuning as well, although the built-in tuner is not particularly good. But that's going into the RC300. I have my Line 6 Relay G70. That's the receiver. This is the transmitter over here, which is a belt pack. So I usually Velcro that to the end of my guitar. And I like the freedom that gives me of having no wires connected. My Blue Sky by Strymon. That's a lush reverb pedal, which is gorgeous for guitar. My Moore Juicer pedal, which is an overdrive. I use that for some solo breaks on Comfortably Numb and Warren Zevon's Werewolves of London. My mic switcher, which allows me to send one microphone into the loop station and then one direct to the mixer so that I can switch the looping on and off on the vocals. I'm just going to turn you back around. So the reason for looping the vocals or not looping the vocals is because when I first started, before I got the switcher, I found that I was having to play a whole verse of a song acoustically without singing in order to record it clean, which would then give me a clean rhythm track to solo over. And it made the arrangements of the songs a bit clumsy and a bit boring, to be honest, playing a whole verse without any lead or any vocals. You know, it's not that interesting to listen to. So with the mic switcher, it allows me to play and sing and record only the guitar, not the vocals. So that was a good move. It does get a bit complicated. It can be a bit of a dance, remembering which buttons to push and when to push them. And also a part of it is learning to erase loops if you mess up, because if you don't get the timing right, it can really screw things up. And so I've learned how to erase messed up loops without stopping playing and making it look as though I know what I'm doing. Sometimes it goes wrong, particularly because when I was 17 I fell off a cliff and smashed up my right leg, so my right foot doesn't move and I don't balance terribly well, so sometimes I can find myself stumbling. I probably look drunk. I never am drunk, but it might look that way to some of the audience. So that can be a bit of a problem, but you know, you just laugh it off. Live music, folks. What are you going to do, huh? So that's what I've been doing today, working on some songs, working on arrangements of songs that I already play to get them into an arrangement where I can use the loop pedal to make them more interesting. So that's a fun thing to be doing. Also, today, we just had a delivery. I use canva.com to make my YouTube thumbnails, and I've started using it for promotional materials. It's a really good company and you can use it free without really any limitations that I can see, and it works fantastically well. So I've used them to have some business cards printed for my teaching business. So Cams Campbell, guitar teacher, with a picture of a dreadnought on the front, and on the back I have my contact details, telephone, email, websites. And so the plan is now to start distributing these locally. I've put a poster up at the post office for guitar lessons, and I've asked people to come inside and ask, so I'll have some of these at the post office just to distribute. And I've also put a poster up outside on the main village notice board. So I'm feeling confident enough to advertise myself, which may sound crazy, but you know, as a creative and suffering from imposter syndrome and all that, it's trying to get myself into a mental state where I believe in myself and I have confidence in myself. It's a bit of work, but it's working for me. Listening to Gary Vaynerchuk has helped immensely with that. And listening to some YouTube channels as well. Mary Spender. If you've never heard of Mary Spender, take a look at her YouTube channel. She's a new media musician / entrepreneur, and she's crushing it on this whole kind of spreading awareness through social media stuff. It's fantastic to watch her. It's encouraging, it's inspiring. Not only is she a great musician, but she's a really good content producer. She seems to be doing the same sorts of thing I'm doing, but she's further along the line than I am. She's got a pretty decent following. She's using Patreon to good effect. I did subscribe to her Patreon feed at just the $1 a month level, just to support her, because, you know, I get value from her content, and $1 a month, you know, it's not a lot. If everybody who watches her content subscribed at $1 a month, she'd be making a decent living, and that's kind of the business model that I'm looking at for my own channel as well. Another guy that I've subscribed to is Paul Davids from the Netherlands. His content is fantastic, his musical knowledge is amazing, but his video production is just out of this world. His lighting, his audio, his editing is just, it's an inspiration. And so I'm using his channel as a kind of benchmark, just to see the kind of level I would like to reach one day in terms of production and in terms of presentation and delivery. So I'm also supporting Paul, once again, just the $1 a month level. But at the moment he's at 4,000 Patreon subscribers or thereabouts, and 1 million YouTube subscribers. So I guess he's making a full-time living doing his content, and it's inspiring. If I see that it can be done, then there's no reason why I shouldn't put the work in and try and get myself there as well. Looking at Paul's videos, I'm inspired by his lighting. That's a huge aspect of it. So I have ordered some umbrellas. I've got some small umbrellas coming, because I do have a 150 centimetre umbrella for my lighting over here, which is the Aperture Amaran 672W, but the umbrella doesn't fit very well in the space that I have. Space is limited, so I have to try and tweak everything. So it's going to be a work in progress, you know. It's not going to happen overnight. My camera's away at the moment for repair, so I'm recording this on my iPhone. The A7 III has gone off because of a faulty microphone jack, and I have ordered a backup camera, which is the Sony a6400. It hasn't arrived yet. I'm hoping it will come today. So I'm building up my tech. I'm investing in myself so that I can make my videos and my audio as good as I can. And lighting is a huge part of that, isn't it? It's probably one of the bigger parts. I think audio and lighting are the two primary components of having good production. The cameras and all the lenses, etc., do play a big part in it, but I think the lighting is a bigger part. Audio-wise, my Line 6 wireless microphone seems to be working quite well. I figured out a way to get it straight into the iPhone through my PreSonus mixer. I think that's going to work for me. And I think my audio is pretty decent. So that component, it's obviously going to be tweaked more as I learn and as I grow. So teaching wise, I haven't got much on the books at the moment. I'm down to 2 private pupils. The teaching at the high school was taking a break. I was filling in for the local music teacher, Steve, and I'm so grateful that I had that opportunity. Very, very grateful indeed. It was a wonderful experience, and it's given me confidence, and it's given me some momentum, which I'm trying to capitalise on now. So advertising, I'm trying to push myself now around the local area to build up my client base and get myself more of an income doing what I love. Playing gigs is a big part of what I do, but it's not anywhere near as lucrative as it used to be for many reasons, but I'm down to perhaps 1 or 2 gigs a month, and that suits me pretty well, actually. I'm looking at growing my video production side by teaming up with the Arran Folk Festival. I'm going to talk to the organiser and see if he'll allow me to come in and film some of the concerts, some of the workshops, some of the live sessions, so I can work on my production and I can also work on my editing to make some kind of valuable videos, entertaining videos, and videos that the Arran Folk Festival could then use for future promotional materials. So that's a big leap for me. It's going to take a lot of confidence. It's going to take a lot of learning and belief, but I think it's going to be a worthwhile thing for me. It's something I would like to do. There is a lot of music around the island, and there's no reason why I can't make valuable content from the music that's happening, and thereby promote the island as a music venue, promote the musicians themselves, maybe get them gigs beyond Arran, who knows, or at least get their local gigs to be busier, including my own, So I do have ideas going forward. I'm hoping that I'm going to be able to earn a living through my passion, which is music first and foremost, playing guitar and teaching, but also some production as well, some videography, some photography, and some audio. So if you would like to support me, that would be fantastic. Just simply share my content on the social media platforms, try and help me build up an audience that way. At some point I will set up a Patreon page once I figure out how I'm going to use it and how I'm going to add value for my viewers to, give myself another revenue stream as well. But to keep the value coming, because I do have knowledge. I've got skills, I've got passion. I think those 3 things are the things I want to concentrate on to make myself happy, get myself away from the post office and build up something that makes me happy and that brings value to you. So I would appreciate any support that you can give me. It would be very much appreciated and helpful. So thank you for watching or for listening, and I'll see you in the next video or on the next podcast. Bye for now.